KBLA Talk 1580. My friend and colleague is in the studio. He's an artist, a spiritualist, a crystal jeweler with a range of expertise, a certified yoga instructor, iridologist, a Reiki healer. You may know him if you're from LA from his work at Simply Wholesome, where he was the resident herbalist for 9 years. That's where he started Crystal Piece Jewelry, a copper wire wrapped jewelry line that uses high quality crystals. We're going to talk about you and your well-being. He's the owner and lead designer for Crystal Piece Fine Jewelry. He's the owner of Zeno Sea Moss Company. He's a master herbalist and an expert in the healing properties of minerals and precious stones. MkCoi Zeno, good morning.
Good morning. Peace and blessings, everyone. How are you all?
Oh, I'm good. I think I'm about to be better. You came in here with your rose water and your crystals and that and your walk-on music.
It's all about love, self-love, love for our community, and love for our bodies. I'm really inspired, and thank you for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I mean, I feel like we have to, from time to time, take a break from the Epstein files, the national protests. It's not even a break. It's almost like fortifying ourselves for the work we are doing. The Melania movie release, on and on it goes, the Grammy Awards. There's a lot going on.
A lot.
Within all of that, we can lose sight of the job that we have of self-care and self-love, right?
We can. And it's really important to prioritize yourself and prioritize your health. And today I'm here to talk about the micro that affects the macro. So little things that affect larger things that happen in our lives, particularly the gut microbiome, which is the bacteria that lives within your gut, that fuels life. I mean, we don't talk about it very often. We often talk about like gut health, but we don't really know what it means. So I want to definitely get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where we were definitely going. So let's start with the basics. What is the microbiome?
So just to be clear, your gut microbiome is separate from you. There are these bacteria that live within your gut, between your small intestine and your large intestine. And there's approximately 70 trillion to 100 trillion microbes within the colon. Now, in contrast, your body only has about 30 trillion cells, and a woman somewhere in like 28 trillion cells. So you're outnumbered by the amount of bacteria in your body. Are bugs, are these free range, freelance keepers of your body.
Little critters, teeny weeny critters, some good, some not so good, right?
Some good, not so good. And we're going to focus on the good ones, because the good ones are what keeps us healthy. Good gut microbiome has been tied to great mental health, proper digestion. It's anti-cancerous. It protects your body, produces hormones such as serotonin and dopamine, because your gut is your second brain. I was telling you the other day about this fact I learned while researching for this. When you are developing, the first thing that develops as a human is this tube. And the tube has all of these nerve endings, and the gut begins to form. And so before we have any other organs, our colon begins to form, which makes sense, right? Because we have to be fed to grow. But also that's the central part of our body, which is why gut instincts and gut intuition is so important, which is also why keeping your gut healthy is important. Because what if those small little creatures in your colon can be sending you signals from the universe, from the planet, from your community to do better? But if they're not fed properly, you have the bad ones that overrun things, and you could be getting some mixed up signals.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we think about health and wellness, a lot of times we simplify. Oh, I need to keep my calories restricted, or I need to eat fruits and vegetables and stop eating fried stuff, or do more exercising, drink more water, kind of this real basic thing. I feel like the last 10 years we've heard more about the gut. and how central it is.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a little of teeth. We used to just think teeth were cute for smiling and just,
No.
for chewing food. And then we found out that if your teeth are messed up, it can throw your whole system off. And I feel like
Exactly.
now the emphasis is on our gut, our microbiome, as it's called, which sounds real scientific and fancy, but it's really the balance of the bacteria, the little mini critters in our body, right?
Yeah, that work to digest our food, that work to send signals to our brain through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body. It connects from your colon or your stomach or your gut to your brain.
Is that my last nerve?
No, we're not about to get on it today. Maybe it's your first nerve. I don't know. But it's a really long nerve, and it's how the signals go from your gut to your brain. Now, do keep in mind, 80% of the signals come from your gut to your brain, as opposed from your brain to your gut. And so and then also.
So your gut is talking to your brain more than your brain is talking to your gut.
It certainly is. And your mouth, as you mentioned earlier about your teeth, your mouth has the second highest concentration of microbiome to your gut. And so when kissing folks, even when speaking to folks,
You got to be careful, right?
you got to be careful. 'Cause
Careful who you kiss.
yeah, and even speak to, because there's saliva particles always in the air, and we pick up other people's microbes.
You pick up what they're putting
We
down.
pick up what they're putting down.
And literally, they could make me sick.
Yeah, they can make you sick, but also you can
They
get
make me well.
good microbiome from other people
Oh,
too.
see, I need a microbiome tester.
I know.
Before I
have
kiss
one in
you,
my
I
bag.
need a
Hold on, let me pull it
microbiome
out.
tester. So, what puts those? What can we do to help have more good microorganisms
Well, I'm glad you asked.
inside our system?
So you have several ways, right? And there's several processes to better gut health. So you have probiotics, obviously, and I think one reason why we're talking about a lot of gut health a lot is because the rise of things like kefir, yogurts, kombuchas. I think kombuchas was huge for the gut health movement because all these things fermented foods introduce the good bacteria back into your colon.
I was so thrilled to hear that pickles are good for you.
I know, me too. I love pickles.
I mean, that helps your gut.
Yeah, they do.
right?
Anything fermented,
Pickles,
yeah.
So
Kimchi,
that's why people
sauerkraut.
like the fermented tofu and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
fermented tofu, tempeh. There's even like if you're like me, I'm vegan, so I do things like cashew or coconut yogurts. So they have like the bacteria, the good bacteria in it already.
And even sauerkraut is
Yeah,
is
even
good
sauerkraut.
for your microbiome.
Yeah, I have a whole jar sitting in the fridge. It's been in there for months.
Yummy.
I don't know what to do with it. I'm scared to open it.
Oh well, yeah, it might be kind of old by now, but it's pickled, so it should still be
It's
good.
stronger.
It should still be
It's
good.
stronger, yeah.
Yeah. So you said probiotics, obviously obvious to you, maybe not to us.
Uh-huh.
What are probiotics?
Probiotics are and sourdough bread as well. Sourdough is one of the better breads for you. So probiotics is a way to introduce good bacteria back into the body through the diet through a fermented food. And those good bacteria fight off the bad bacteria.
Right. So the kombucha is that, but they're cultures, they call them, right?
Yeah, they're cultures.
And so you can find that in yogurt or kefir or
and culture.
fermented foods. These things help us keep the good bacteria and fight off the bad ones.
Exactly, because the good bacteria fight off the bad ones, and it reintroduces those bacteria back to the body. Because sometimes when we eat too much sugar or drink too much alcohol, or even stress, cortisol and stress, all those things affect the gut microbiome. And it's interesting because there's a tie between bad bacteria in the gut and parasites as well.
Really?
And you know how I love talking about parasites.
Yeah. Well, okay. So before we skip forward, if you fill your life with some of these probiotics, it's going to help your digestion. So if people have issues like gas,
right,
or trouble digesting food, lack of energy, that's one step we could take.
It is one step, and it's also kind of the second part too, to the gut health question. So you have things like prebiotics, things that nourish
Yeah.
the colon.
I want to have you explain what prebiotics are when we come forward.
Okay.
And how that chain of events works.
Right.
That's straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
Can't get enough.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, KBLA delegation, you know what's better than laughing? Laughing while celebrating the legends who made us laugh in the first place. KBLA Talk 1580 is proud to present our annual Black History Month luncheon. And this year, we're honoring comedy greats, trailblazers who broke barriers, and funny bones at the same time.
You had to grow up early when we was growing up because your parents were seen to the store to buy. You was too young to buy. I want you to go to the store, get me a fifth of gin and a pack of cigarettes. Mama, I'm two. They ain't gonna let me have that. Here, take this note. You be a little boy walking down the street with liquor and cigarettes. And your neighbors be going, that's a good little boy right there.
We need a little levity right about now. So we're rolling out the red carpet for comedy royalty. D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Lunel, Dion Cole, Martin Lawrence, and a surprise guest appearance. It's going up Thursday, February 26th in downtown LA at the Grammy Museum. An unforgettable afternoon of stories, celebration, and yes, plenty of laughs. Because let's be real, these legends don't just tell jokes. They have changed the game, opened doors, and made history while making us smile.
You gotta go to child support court. You gotta get there real early in the morning. You see brothers going into court. You see them come out 3 hours later. I can't pay this. Let me talk to you, baby. Please, let me talk to the witness, Your Honor. Let me talk to the witness. Brother be working for 3 weeks, get his check is $43.
This year, for the first time ever, we have set aside a limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon. They are going to go fast, and when they're gone, they're gone. So, if you want a single ticket, or if your company or organization wants to sponsor a table, move swiftly and get to KBLA1580.com right now. All these comedy giants in one room, on one stage, at the same time? Stop it! This event is going to sell out quicker than right now, and sooner than at once. KBLA Talk 1580's annual Black History Month luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. It's gonna be legendary, just like them.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? You got to laugh the pain away.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Except Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Indeed, I'm over here trying to show off drinking my water because MkCoi Zeno is here. MkCoi Zeno Wellness. Look, see, I'm healthy. I'm doing the things we're supposed to do. So we started off talking about gut health and the microbiome because a lot of us have heard it in passing but really don't know what it is. You broke down what probiotics are. All of us have heard of that. Prebiotics, less so, I would say. Explain what that is.
Prebiotics are basically like it creates a fertile ground for those things to grow. It's how probiotics eat, is how they grow, is how they multiply. They make love, they make babies, they make new probiotics, they grow. And so there's foods like bananas, flax seeds, cabbage, onions.
So those are considered prebiotics. It's something you put in your system that creates a healthy environment for the microbiome. Right. I know what
microbiome to grow.
Okay.
Including also one of our biggest ones, sea moss.
Yeah, which is you have a company that makes sea moss. Sea moss does so many things for us.
So much. Sea moss is really that girl. She does it all.
I feel like I'm smarter when I'm taking the sea moss. Like I'm sharper mentally.
Gut to brain connection. Yeah. You know, your gut affects. I mean, there's been all this research about. They found that people who improved their diet and improved their gut microbiome, mental health was affected, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, almost all mental health conditions can be at least helped by a healthier gut microbiome. Just because there's a connection, right? How you feed your body is how you feed your brain. Your brain is an organ, and the brain is like a computer. And so it's receiving input from the environment and feedback from the environment. And one of our first environments is our colon and is our stomach. The things that we put in, we're going to get out. And so kind of bridging things, like when you think about how you show up in the world, you can't really show up your best if you're not eating the best foods.
Yeah, I mean, the food that we process into energy is what gives us the ability and the vibrancy to do what we want to do in life. So it's just funny, though, because, you know, if my arm hurts or I feel tired, I don't always think, oh, what am I putting into my microbiome?
And that's what it's all about. You know, inflammatory foods will give you headaches, brain fog, make you tired, listless, make you achy. I mean, I remember
gashes,
gas, like flatulence, gas here and there, and sometimes it's not even just bad foods too that give you gas, because I have a story about that too. But but also, when discovering your body, you learn new things and you learn new ways to navigate the world.
So you just gave us a list of prebiotics, which I can't remember: bananas, cabbage,
sea moss, flax seeds, asparagus, cacao, onions, garlic, mushrooms.
Onions and garlic, really? Yeah. So all of these things prepare our gut to be healthier. Do we have to have every single one of them, or can we just pick the ones we like and increase them in our diet?
You can pick the ones you like, yes, because there's thousands of edible plants on the planet. And every plant has a beautiful benefit for your body. And every plant is doing something to your gut microbiome.
I'm laughing because you sound like Dr. Goss right now.
Yeah, that's
Last time I
man.
interviewed Dr. Goss, he said if we, in a perfect world, we would all eat every single plant.
I'm striving for it. That's my goal. Is to eat. I try to eat like 60 plants per week, different plants per week.
60?
Yeah, 60.
Dang. Okay.
Well, taking Dr. Goss's herbs makes it a lot easier.
You're right.
Because there's there's 7 herbs in one.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Bill Rutherford, MD, used to say at least 5 colors on your plate at every meal.
That's
and
a
he's
good
not
will.
talking M&Ms, but
no.
Morris wants to know how you're vegan. I think he's stereotyping vegans as looking like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right. How am I vegan? Very healthily, very happily, strongly. So I've been vegetarian for over 20 years. And I have been vegan for about 16 years. So I gave up meat initially, but still did dairy and eggs and things like that. Just didn't eat physical animals. And then I transitioned over to veganism once I met Dr. Goss and his people, and they started telling me the good news. The way I stay healthy is diversity. I mean, there's beans, quinoa, legumes, avocado. And most plants actually have protein in them. Not as much as meat, obviously, but it's a better quality protein. And in my research, I realized, and I've heard that 90% of people are not protein deficient. It doesn't really happen in the developed world. But since I've been working out recently, I've been taking plant-based proteins to supplement so I can grow more muscle. But with that, I realized I needed more enzymes because my body couldn't process the amount of protein I was eating. But going back to being healthy and vegan is really about diversity. I mean, I am 6'2", 200 some pounds, but very muscular, very, have broad shoulders. I never get sick. I have no health ailments. I'm in my 40s. People always think I'm in my late 20s. For real. And I just think it goes back to vibrancy. Polyphenols, the colors that are found in foods affect the vibrancy of your body and the color of your body. So I just really encourage people to, when I used to work at Simply Wholesome, I used to tell people, look, make a list of, look at whatever condition you have that you're trying to work with, research it, and then see what foods to say that are good for these conditions. And make a list of the foods you like and just buy them and eat them.
Yeah, that's the basic. I always say the best workout is the one you'll actually do.
Yeah.
Right. So, pick the healthy foods that you actually like and stick. Rotate that list. And
Because we eat the same unhealthy foods over and over again. You go to the same, you eat the same thing from McDonald's, same thing from Louisiana Fried Chicken, the same thing from Denny's, the same thing from, the same pizza snacks, the same.
I mean, and one thing about me and you, MkCoi, we will go and find a great vegan. I'm not vegan. I call myself a vegan omnivore because I love vegan food because they make good vegetables.
And you feel good
I
afterwards.
don't eat pork, but I'll eat just about anything else. But yeah, you feel good, and the restaurants now. I mean, if we have some
it's
always
good ones.
better to cook at home. But if you're like me and you don't want to,
Yeah. And then also to highlight what you're saying, and you don't have to be vegan. It's really more about eating more plants. If you can eat 70 to 80% plant-based material, that 20% could be whatever you like. If you like chicken, or if you need chicken, people need chicken, or if you need steak, if you need the meat, you just eat it with vegetables as opposed to eating it with ultra-processed or ultra-processed foods. Like, no offense, I used to love it, mac and cheeses and breads and like these really like salty, dense foods. You want to eat it with living, live, green, colorful foods.
Well, Morris says that's impressive. I think it's impressive too. Mary Washington wants to know what's keeping us so unhealthy, and that's kind of where we started. And it's funny because you and I were talking off the air about what we wanted to talk about and cover today, and you were talking about the microbiome, which is sort of the center of our health, the command center, our gut. But how the reflection of what's inside is also a reflection of what's outside.
Of what's outside, exactly. So in the world, there's so much hate, there's so much toxicity, there's so much violence, and it's being reflected back at us through the way we treat ourselves. And so that's why I'm here today, because I really want us to love ourselves deeper, which is why I chose that song, Love Song Number 1, because I want us to get into a loving relationships with our bodies and with our habits, right? To form healthier habits, to love ourselves more. To answer Mary's question, I think that's my auntie. What's keeping us unhealthy is, it's really the lifestyle, right? The society that we live in. We live in an unhealthy world. But the idea that if you take care of yourself, if you eat better, if you fuel yourself better, you'll show up better for your friends, for your family, at work, at school, and also at play, which is also very important for your health. We have to socialize more. We have to love each other more. We have to create more community. And we do that usually around food. And so imagine you are creating community around healthier foods. You're creating community around healthier habits. And it's possible.
Yep, we do it.
We do it all the time.
But I wanted to say, Audre Lorde, the feminist poet who's my godmother, said, caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. So, sometimes when we hear Black joy and we need to love each other more, it sounds airy-fairy. But there's a really practical piece to it, and the studies do show when we socialize more, we live longer, we have better mental health outcomes. So even though it sounds like new age, woo, the science is backing up what you're saying, right?
Yeah, it is. I am the revolution. I feel like in my head, through self-care, not everything, Einstein says you can't fix a problem from the same level that is created. So we can't fix hatred. We can't fix unhealthiness. We can't fix the male loneliness epidemic. We can't fix the chasms between men and women, racism, by fighting it in the same way that those things come at us. We have to fix it from a higher level, from a better level. And what better way than to start within your own body, within your own community, even if that's the gut microbiome, that community.
You and all the little critters that live inside of you. I love it.
Yeah, but think about it. There's like 3 times as many gut microbiome than there is your human cells.
Yeah.
So you're overrun with these others in you. And so by feeding them, what if they're kind of feeding you too? Well, actually, they are feeding you because they break down your food and they do all kind of stuff with hormones and neurotransmitters.
We've got News, Traffic, and Sports right here. We'll address these things. Kwamel says people who don't eat pork are awesome. Okay, I'm awesome. I don't eat pork. And A+ LA says get rid of plastic to them. Plastic bottles are a no-go. And
that is true.
And your auntie says, "Love you, nephew. You keep me in check." All right, we'll continue this conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado says she will one day be president of Venezuela.
I will be president when the time comes, but it doesn't matter. That should be decided in elections by the Venezuelan people.
On CBS's Face the Nation, she praised President Trump, even offering him her Nobel Peace Prize, saying Venezuelans are grateful. 6 people, including a child, were shot during a Mardi Gras parade in Clinton, Louisiana. The gunfire erupted near the East Feliciana Parish Courthouse, leaving a child and 1 adult in critical condition as police searched for suspects. And founding Parliament Funkadelic bassist Billy Bass Nelson has died at 75. Nelson helped create the group's first hit, I Wanna Testify, and shape the early P-Funk sound before later touring again with the band. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers had a sluggish second half Sunday night in New York at Madison Square Garden. They scored only 18 points in the fourth quarter in their 112-100 loss to the Knicks. After the game, LeBron found out he had been picked as a reserve for the NBA All-Star Game. This will be LeBron's 22nd straight year as an All-Star, an NBA record. The All-Star Game is February 15th at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. The Clippers will not have any players on the All-Star roster in their home arena. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden were not selected as reserves. Leonard ranks 7th in the league in scoring with 27.7 points per game. Since December 20th, Leonard leads the league in scoring, steals, and free throw percentage. Harden is averaging 25.4 points and 8.1 assists. The Clippers pulled away for a 117-93 win Sunday in Phoenix. Leonard dropped 25. The Clippers are at home tonight against Philadelphia. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
LADWP customers get rebates up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the Southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized. The families who watched their inheritance disappear. The wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
MkCoi Zeno is here. He is a healing arts practitioner and the owner of MkCoi Zeno Beauty, MkCoi Zeno Wellness, the Sea Moss, the makeup, the Sea Moss, which I drink and which you can get at Simply Wholesome and a couple other places.
It's Simply Wholesome, New Earth, and if you're in LA, I sometimes do deliver.
Okay, and you can find him on Instagram.
Yeah, MkCoi Zeno Wellness, MkCoi Zeno Wellness. I think you tagged me in your last post, so if you go to Dominique's page, you can probably find me on her post.
Absolutely. And MkCoi, you know, you have your fingers in a lot of different wellness things, but we started out talking about the microbiome, and this is probably the wrong analogy, but
go for it.
You kind of said almost like it's like the command center for the body. This is where we process our food, our stress, and it's constantly sending messages to the brain. So that means that what we eat and what's happening down there with the probiotics and prebiotics and the little nasty ones that snuck inside door is impacting our mental health.
It's directly connected to our mental health. It has been said, so for instance, when people with occurrence of type 2 diabetes have 4 times the higher occurrence of dementia, which says a lot, right? It says that what's happening in your colon is affecting your brain. 90% of Parkinson patients, 90% has had major gut issues within 10 years previous to developing Parkinson's symptoms. All this information I'm getting from Professor Tim Spector. He's a gut microbiomeologist. He's a professional, and I'm really, really inspired by his work. But even things like mental health. So when your gut is like, let's talk about the bad bacteria,
like the invaders.
The invaders.
Like the kind that come with the pork.
The kind that come with the pork and the sugar. And then sometimes
Not the sugar.
No, but the sugar is how they feed, because sugar ferments in your body and creates a bad.
Feeds cancer, feeds parasites, and feeds the bad bacteria.
Feeds the bad bacteria.
But it's so
addictive
and
it's a neurotoxin.
Delicious.
Yeah, and
what does a neurotoxin mean exactly?
Basically kills brain cells.
Got it.
Dulls brain cells out. Yeah, so and of course we're talking about processed sugars. We're not talking about fruit. We're not talking about like date sugar or even honey or agave or things that are natural. We're talking about things that are like processed sugar, things you find in candy, cakes, and even hidden in foods that aren't even sweet.
Yeah, it's amazing when you start reading labels.
Yeah.
So sugars, when we talk about the bad bacteria, the bad microorganisms that we want to not have if possible.
Ultra-processed foods, like the chemicals in ultra-processed foods, like preservatives and additives.
Ultra-processed food mean like really bread that doesn't go bad, chips.
Things that could sit in your outside of a fridge for months, if not years. It's probably not a good idea. Things that have intense food coloring. I don't want to name names, but
Candy, fast food.
Breakfast cereals.
Snacky foods. Oh, yeah. Breakfast cereals.
Yeah, those are the biggest things. We often wonder, like, why our children have ADHD and, and hyper, and attention deficit or in hyperactivity. But in the morning, they're eating a fruity cereal that's covered in food coloring, packed with sugar, GMO grains.
I'm laughing because you can do like me and make your kid eat oatmeal, organic grain, and they can still be hyperactive.
Yeah.
Never had that sugary cereal in his whole life. He may be having it now. He's off at college doing what he wants. But I'm saying when I was feeding him, it was a hot breakfast. It was always, because I figured I don't want to send a terror to school. Let me give you some protein, some fruits, and first start with fruits.
Well, just imagine what he would have been like without those things. Just imagine that.
Woo! My teachers should be bowing down to me right now. But anyway, yeah. So all of those things that we put them in, that increases the number of bad bacteria and makes it harder, or bad microorganisms, I should say, and that makes it harder for the good ones to prevail.
Oh yeah. Because it creates a toxic situation in the colon, creates like acids throughout the colon that basically like burn down the good flora. We talk about good bacteria or bacteria in the colon as flora, so like plants almost. So it basically burns down the good forest, and then you're left with this mucus-ridden, parasite-laden debris throughout your colon.
Sounds gross. And then your stomach is sticking out, and you're feeling sluggish.
Your stomach is sour. You're feeling sluggish, and it creates inflammation throughout the body. A lot of herbalists and naturalists will say all disease begins in the body, including those of the brain.
And we hear people talking about inflammation, and I've heard many holistic practitioners say inflammation, and regular MDs, that Dr. Noel Reed, for example, that inflammation is the cause of a lot of disease in the body.
Yeah, it's the first step of disease.
So what causes the inflammation? The bad bacteria, bad microorganisms,
the foods,
terrible food,
and then also environmental factors. Like someone mentioned, plastics, microplastics, and sometimes microplastics just aren't necessarily from the containers.
Yeah,
it could
not
be,
just from the water containers or the
no
food cartons. Where do they come from?
Airborne. Because when people talk about microplastics, they're really talking about those forever chemicals that are found in microplastics. And so those things could be in air because there are millions of cars rolling right by
They can be in water. So are there herbs or practices we can do to clean that stuff out of our body? Because we know that our body doesn't process those teeny tiny particles of plastic and chemicals.
No, right. In your body, but your body also is very, very adept and good at preserving itself if given the energy to do so, and that's what we're talking about with healthy foods.
Terrence Pettis wants to know if raw sugar is okay.
Raw and processed sugar, yes it is, in moderation. I would say if you sweeten with honey, agave, or date sugar would probably be a better option. Coconut sugar, even better.
Sugar.
Yeah, they're just better options. And I really want to implore everybody, like, I'm not here to tell people what not to do and how to live their lives. I just would like to offer a better way, because we've seen in our world that what we're doing right now currently isn't working for a lot of us. And so through my research and through just living it, because I've done this for many, many years, I've seen the changes in my own life. And so these things I'm actually walking. Like, these aren't just hypotheticals. These are real things that I've seen in my life, and I've seen it work for other people. I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of people heal themselves with plants and with herbs and supplements.
Coach used to always say, if you have a bad meal or two, don't freak out and just keep doing that. Like, treat it like a flat tire. Go get it fixed and then start fresh. My question is, if I went and had a whole bunch of fried this and that, like fried chicken, fried this, fried that, or a bunch of sugar, binged out, had a bad day, is there an herbal regimen that I should be doing, or a nutritional regimen to get that flat tire fixed?
Right. Yes, there is. But I do want to caution us at not doing eating unhealthy and then trying to counteract
the
it
roller
with
coaster.
Herbs. The roller coaster, yeah.
The Oprah roller coaster.
Right.
I'm big, I'm small, I'm big, I'm small, I'm healthy, I'm not healthy.
Yeah, no. And also just eating unhealthy and thinking you can counteract it with something. Because we're talking, so like it's okay.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. Fruits and vegetables.
But you just don't want us to get into that habit.
Yeah, I don't want you to. But and also eat those things and just get back on. Like even eating a healthy meal in between those things. Have you ever like been feeling kind of weird and then you have like a really good salad?
Yeah.
And then like you feel better?
Uh-huh.
Or you eat like an avocado or avocado toast and you're like, or sometimes your body just is like, I just want something simple. Like I'm not trying to eat with all the salts and all the seasons. I just want something simple, like some beans and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Those, beans and rice with avocado, even better. But those are the things that will get our body back in motion. Now, if it's intense, aloe vera juice, super cleansing, helps to move things out the body, helps to clean up the body, reduces inflammation, has a food grade salicylic acid, good for your skin, helps produce collagen, reduces inflammation, because these foods are going to cause inflammation, which is kind of like the dark tunnel we go down when we eat unhealthy foods. Once you start eating them, you kind of can't stop eating them because you're craving them, and then it's like more is more, but then you feel worse, but then you eat comfort foods to feel better that actually make you worse, and then we're there. So I just would say turn it around by eating something healthy. Now there are things like CKLS, colantone, that will evacuate a lot of those terrible things quickly.
What about enzymes though?
Ooh, you speaking to my heart, Dominique DePrima. My favorite things in the world. So enzymes are magnificent. Enzymes, so we were talking about prebiotics. So that is the fertilizer for the good microbiome in your colon that break down food, and the good microbiome breaks down the food in our body, sends signals, sends the nutrients everywhere. But then you got to think like, what assists the in the breakdown of food? Well, that's where digestive enzymes come in at. You can find digestive enzymes in a lot of different foods, but they're in high concentration in things like pineapple, kiwi, papaya. I think banana has an enzyme in it as well. And each of these enzymes break down different things. Some break down proteins, some break down sugars, some break down starches and things like that. But my favorite enzymes, and I actually had you try this drink, and I think I'm gonna pull it.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a smoothie. And, when I use your sea moss, I mix it with lemon and banana and pineapple. And let me see.
Try a little bit more.
Well, this is but you put something else inside the sea moss, and it's really.
Yeah.
I can't even taste the sea moss.
Right. And there's quite a bit of sea moss in there. So
really?
let's tell a story. So I have been on a fitness journey. I've been trying to become more muscular. And so I told myself, like, all right, how can I do this? So I started taking more protein. I was getting this vegan protein from Costco. I won't name the name, but I think you'll know what it is. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do 1 gram per pound, because that's a crazy amount of protein, because I'm over 200 pounds. So I'm not eating and drinking 200 grams of protein a day. I was like, 100, 120, that's more than enough, especially combined with the foods that I eat. And I was drinking this protein, and I've never had any gut issues at all. But let me tell you, this protein had me like a trumpet. The stomach turning, like stomach sour, and then even when Rashid, one of my spiritual guide, one of my spiritualists, he was like, your the heat is down in your colon, so that was like a signal, and I just couldn't figure out like what was the problem. And so I did some research. Come to find out, it could have just been a mix of different things, because all these vegan proteins have like a lot of different plant-based material in them, but also it had these sugar alcohols that I think were fermenting along with a lot of protein.
That's like the maltitol, and those make me sick to my stomach.
It had me messed up in the game.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with the sweeteners.
Right, exactly. So I switched over to unflavored, unsweetened protein and water.
Gross.
It is gross, but it's effective.
But that's not what you made for me.
No,
you made me a delicious smoothie with pineapple and ginger, sea moss.
Yeah. But so that smoothie was a response to my colon being off because I realized that I needed the enzymes to break down that much protein because my body just wasn't used to it. Now, also enzymes are good because they reduce inflammation throughout the body because it breaks down different materials throughout the body, helps reduce mucus throughout the body, high in antioxidants, but it's basically like the fire of the colon. So how your body breaks things down. And so first things first, when your food hits the stomach, that's where all the acids are, and that's where your enzymes are active. So it's going to break the food apart, and then it goes into the small intestine, and then that's where it finishes up the digestion and goes to the large intestine, which is where most of those good and bad gut microbiomes are. And so enzymes are just really, really important because it's how your body actually begins to digest food in post mouth.
So you can use that food and get energy and building blocks from it. We will continue this conversation about your well-being and mine with MkCoi Zeno, healing arts practitioner, MkCoi Zeno Wellness. Straight ahead, many answers to the questions going on in the chat and more on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
February 4th is Transit Equity Day. To mark the occasion, Metro is offering free rides all day on the 4th. Providing safe, accessible, and affordable transportation is a commitment Metro makes year-round. Learn more at thesource.metro.net.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
Okay, speed round. MkCoi Zeno is here, healing arts practitioner in so many different modalities. Speed round because we're going to knock out some of these questions.
Gotcha.
In the chat. Are the sea moss pills good too? Jacqueline Anderson wants to know.
I always say whatever you will take is best. I personally recommend the gel because it's kind of pre-digested, if you will, and it's already animated with water.
Okay.
But yes, it is good.
Dorvalis says, I love pineapple, kiwi, oranges, papaya, watermelons, and mangoes. But the first ones he named are great for enzymes.
Yeah, enzymes. And so I'll name those again. So the smoothie I made for Dominique has papaya, pineapple, kiwi, ginger, sea moss, and dates.
It's so good. I love it. I need this.
Brain health, magnesium, potassium. Do you know kiwis have more vitamin C than an orange, more potassium than bananas, more fiber, than most other fruits.
Okay, we're going to get these questions
Yeah.
in. Mary says, I work in a hospital and I see so many of the young black men who are diabetics, which leads to leg amputation. It hurts me to see unhealthy young black men.
Yeah, and that's why we're here today. We're here trying to, because the goal is for anyone who's listening, for you to, now this show is going to be on YouTube as well, correct? So you can always refer this to someone else. You can send it to someone else. But my goal is always to empower people to make healthier choices for themselves and therefore for their community. Taking the micro things, the things that we do maybe within our own lives, and then expanding it out into our communities. So, like for instance, Mary, I think that's my auntie again. I've been working with her and sending her sea moss and different things for years. I think she's now even vegetarian, and even in her community, she helps people. So we can all do this work.
Spread well-being.
Yeah, spread well-being. Be the change.
Someone asks you to name a healthy restaurant or two that you eat at.
Okay. So first and foremost, my new absolute favorite is Chulitas over on Adams.
That's yummy.
I know, it's so good.
We
go there all the time. It was so bad. When I walk in, they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Weren't you here last week?" I'm like, "Okay, y'all need to chill out." What if I'm here on a date? You don't know that. Simply Wholesome has great food within the community. I love Simply Wholesome. They have some good stuff. And Planta over in Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
Really a good favorite. Stuff I Eat has some good food.
Yes, in Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood. Love Stuff I Eat. Babette, she is
the poster girl for how to be. Yeah.
Baby, that lady is fine.
Okay, we have to do part 2 because we are out of time. And I know we have a lot more to cover.
Oh, yeah, we do. We have. I haven't even scratch the surface on my notes. But I do want to end by saying this. So someone was mentioning microplastics. So what I found and what I've seen in my research and what I've seen for myself, one of the most effective ways to get rid of microplastics in your body is to do things that make you sweat a lot. So working out, sauna, long baths in Epsom salt, sea salt, baking soda, things like that. I think I'll give you that bath once. Even when you're sick, that bath is really good.
Yeah.
And it helps to draw out toxins out the skin. Your skin is an eliminatory organ, like your colon, like your liver, like your spleen, like your kidneys. So your skin is a vehicle for detoxification. And studies have shown that you can get rid of up to 90% of forever chemicals, which is the microplastics, within the bloodstream through your sweat. So
nice.
Go get in the sauna, do a cold plunge afterwards.
Walk around the block.
Walk around the block, hop around, sweat profusely. Make love, all those good things.
All the good stuff. Really quickly, Lexi Malbrew says, can I season my vegetables when cooking? Will that affect the veggies' effectiveness?
Oh, not at all. Seasonings, because think about what are seasonings? They're all plants. They're all vegetables.
Yeah. So just don't overcook the veggies.
Yeah, just don't overcook the veggies. And also seasoning. So what I tell people to do is you want to get seasonings that don't have salt added to them already. And you want to add your Celtic salt or your pink sea salt separately. So you don't want things that already have salt in them. And if they do, it should. No Lowry's. So if it already has salt in it, it should say like sea salt. Or Dead Sea or Himalayan salt, but ideally, like you have your garlic powder, your onion powder, your Italian seasonings that all are just herbs, and then you add your salt separately.
Remind us how to find you on all the social media platforms and your sea moss and things.
Yeah. So you can find my products if you're in LA at Simply Wholesome over on Slauson Overhill in Los Angeles. Also, you can find my products at New Earth down in Compton, California. I also have my sea moss skincare there. I have a soap, I have a rose water, I have this new sea moss mask that I keep talking about, that I keep not releasing because I just keep trying to perfect it, but it is already amazing. I just need to release it. But I'm just really a perfectionist. On social media, MkCoi Zeno Wellness. You can find that through Dominique's link. And I'm also, my personal kind of jewelry page is A Crystal Peace. Peace as in world peace, A Crystal Peace. And please feel free to hit me up. I'm always open for questions. I hope you all live
part
healthy
2
and happy.
coming soon. MkCoi Zeno, thank you for
so
getting
much.
us off to a healthy start this
Thanks for having
Black
me.
History Month. Our well-being is part of our history, and we certainly hope it's part of our Black futures.
Yes.
Tavis Smiley's up next. He's got a stacked show for you as usual. He's got a great guest lineup. I was looking at it on our social media. Don't forget to tap in with me at DePrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. Like my mama, Diane DePrima, used to say, history is now. Like I always say, we're making it together. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado says she will one day be president of Venezuela.
I will be president when the time comes. But it doesn't matter. That should be decided in elections by the Venezuelan people.
On CBS's Face the Nation, she praised President Trump, even offering him her Nobel